Capítulo 2. Yo means I. Tú means you. Él means he. Ella means she. Nosotros means we. Vosotros means y'all. Usted means you in the formal. By formal, this means that you would use usted when you are referring to your boss if you're talking to your boss or someone of higher authority. Ellos or ellas. They. People. El profesor or la profesora. And here's a hint. If you've noticed, these Spanish words look like professor or professor in the female version. But in English, whether you're a male or female, you would still call them professor if they're a teacher like in college. So el profesor or la profesora means teacher. La clase. Class. El curso. Course. And a course is like what you would call a class in college. School subjects. Las ciencias. Sciences. They look very similar. And as you will notice, as we progress through these school subjects, is that the Spanish and English translations look very similar. They may not be spelled exactly the same, but they look very, very similar. Or they sound very, very similar, or both. La biología. Biology. La química. Chemistry. La física. Physics. Las matemáticas. Mathematics. La aritmética. arithmetic. El álgebra. Algebra. La geometría. Geometry. El cálculo. Calculus. Las ciencias sociales. Social sciences or social studies. La historia. History. La geografía. Geography. La historia mundial. World history. Las lenguas. Languages. El inglés. English. El español. Spanish. El francés. French. El alemán. German. El latín. Latin. Otros cursos. Other courses. La educación física. Physical education, or phys ed, or otherwise known as gym class. La música. Music. El arte. Art. La economía doméstica. Home economics. La informática. Computer science. A good way to remember this one is that informatica looks like information, and we get a lot of our information today from using our computers. La salud. And it is not salad. Health. A good way to remember this one, though, is since la salud looks like salad, in health class, the teacher teaches you or their students healthy habits, and a healthy habit happens to be eating salad. So la salud, that looks like salad, could be taught in health class. Describing teachers and courses. This will include adjectives that may need an interchanging ending, which means O may need to change to an A for describing a masculine or feminine noun. And of course, the nouns go in front. So if you're describing a course, you would put the course name or class name first in the sentence, and then the adjective. So, and then the adjective would be one of these words, or a different one. Inteligente. Intelligent. Interesante. Interesting. Aburrido or aburrida. Boring. Pequeño or pequeña. Small. Grande. Large or great. A really good way to remember this one is that grande looks like the word grand. Actually, it includes the word grand in it. And grand can be associated with the word great, or even large. So grande, large or great. Grand. Fácil. Easy. Now this one, the English translation doesn't look like the Spanish word, but if you remember this next one, difícil, which looks a lot like its English translation, then you should have a pretty well time remembering fácil. for easy. Difficult. If you notice, fácil is very close to difícil and difícil. So if difícil is difficult, then fácil is easy. Duro or dura. Hard. A way I remember this one is dura or duro reminds me of the word durable, and sometimes, usually often, hard things like hard shells on a turtle are very durable. So duro or dura looks like the word durable, which also can be associated with the word hard. Obligatorio or obligatoria. Obligatory. If you have a class, well, when you had classes or have classes, you're obligated to go to them, so those classes are obligatory. Or in Spanish, obligatorio or obligatoria. Popular. Popular. They are spelled exactly the same. Other nationalities. Argentino or Argentina. Argentinian. This would be, if we are from Argentina, we would say we are Argentinian. If we are from America, we would say we are American. If we are from Hawaii, we would say we are Hawaiian. If we are from Africa, we would say we are African. So that is what these nationalities are going to be about. Dominicano or Dominicana. Dominican. Ecuatoriano or Ecuatoriana. Ecuadorian. Panameño or Panameña. Panamanian. And this picture is of the Panama Canal. And if you're studying the Spanish countries map, then you will study Panama as one of those countries. And you'll notice it's very thin compared to some of the other countries because it has this Panama Canal, which many boats go through. Other expressions. Hay. There is or there are. And you will see I a lot in sentences, just like how we use there is or there are a lot in our sentences as English speakers. mucho or mucha. Much. Poco or poca. Few. Mismo or misma. Same. Todos or todas. Everyone or all. This is a very common word also. Articles. The. The can be written as el or la if it's describing one person or thing. If it's more than one person or thing, you would use los or las. El and los are for masculine words, masculine nouns. La and las are for feminine nouns. A and some can be translated into un or una if you're using these for a singular word. If you're using it for plural, as in more than one person, for example, you would use unos or unas. And un and unos are for masculine nouns, and una and unas are for feminine nouns. Nouns. If you're trying to make a noun plural and it ends with a vowel, you simply add an S. And vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. If it ends with a consonant, so any other letter other than a vowel, you add ES if you're trying to make it plural. Examples are amigo, a friend that's a boy, or amiga, a friend that's a girl, could be changed into amigos or amigas for friends that are boys or friends that are girls. Profesor ends with a consonant, and profesora ends with a vowel. So profesor, all you do is add es to make it plural, and profesora, you only add an s to make it plural. Teacher or teachers. Adjectives. Some examples are alto, which you would put behind a masculine noun in a sentence, or alta, which you would put behind a feminine noun in a sentence. And if the noun is plural and masculine, you would use a word like altos behind the noun. And if it's plural and feminine, you would use a word like altas behind the noun. And altos and altas are just examples of adjectives. So you could put any adjective other than altos or altas, but that was just an example. And there's also inteligente, which does not end with an O or an A, so you would put a word such as inteligente, which is an adjective, behind a noun that is singular, whether it is masculine or feminine. You don't have to change anything with that one because it does not end with an O or an A. But if you are putting it behind a noun that is plural, you would add an S at the end. This one is very, 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 very important. It is the verb ser, which means to be. Yo soy means I am. Tú eres, can you guess what that means? You are. Él or ella es. He or she is. Nosotros somos. This is a very long phrase for a very short English translation. For we are. Vosotros sois. Y'all are. Ellos or ellas son. They are. Now this chart is very important, and the different ways of using ser are in bold within the chart. So ser in yo form is soy. Ser in tú form is eres. Ser in él or ella or usted form is es. Ser in nosotros form is somos. Ser in vosotros form is sois. Ser en ellos o ellas or ustedes form is son. So to say I am would be yo soy, and you can say this when you are saying your name. So you could say yo soy, and then you say your name. So if your name is Emily, you would say yo soy Emily, or yo soy Amelia. Felicitaciones! Congratulations! Good luck studying!